morning and welcome back to Intoxicating Kitchen. Today we're going to make Hollandaise sauce. And then it's going to go on top of some poached eggs. And usually it's like an English muffin with some ham. So that's called Eggs Benedict, and that's how they make Eggs Benedict. We're going to make it a little different because I don't eat grains. So I'm doing it with a steak instead of the English muffin. So I'm going to put it on top of a filet that's cut down and put onto a plate. So it's going to be different for everybody else. So let's get started. First we got to do is we got to take our eggs and we need to just get the yolk. So we're going to separate these eggs. You can use it like this. You can use your fingers. It works pretty good. I'm going to use 3 eggs. These, of course, are from my chickens. Nope, that one kind of broke, which is fine. It was ready to go in there anyway. There we go. That's how we start. So I have 3 eggs in here, and I don't really need the white, so I'm going to move that out of the way. So there it is. Need to get a little bit of water. We have our yolks. Well, we need to add some water, so we're going to go, it's about 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup. We're going to put some wine in this. That's a Chardonnay. Any kind of white wine is good for this. I happen to like the Chardonnay the best, so that's what I'm doing. And basically the juice of about 1/2 lemon. Here's how I do my lemon juice. I just squeeze it into my hand so my fingers catch any seeds that are in there. I don't need a ton of lemon juice, just a little bit. Okay, so that's my lemon. I'm going to use about 1/4 cup of this mixture right now. I pour it right in here. I'm actually going to use 1/2 cup. That's not quite enough. And I'm going to leave a little bit for later if I need it. It's not necessary. So now I just going to stir it up, mix it up, make it all nice and frothy, because that's what we need. And now that I got it all frothy, I need a cloth to help me with this. I'm also going to start my water for my poached eggs. So I'm just going to put it on like a medium kind of heat, because this is going to take a few minutes for me to get the right consistency. So we need 4 pieces. It's Canadian bacon. Just any brand will do. We just pick it up at Costco or the local supermarket. So I'm going to take my towel so this doesn't burn me. I'm going to turn this on. You don't want it too high of a heat because you don't want to scramble the eggs. You need to just constantly move this around. You don't want to get it too hot. If you just start getting it too hot, it's not good for it. I don't want scrambled eggs. What I need is I need to have this frothy mixture of the eggs and the water and the lemon juice and the Chardonnay. You got to move the whisk pretty quickly, and you got to keep it off of the edges because, again, you don't want scrambled eggs. So you got to keep moving it around. So if you feel like it's getting too hot, you just take it off the heat and just keep mixing. Let me turn this down a little bit. It's a little too warm. If you want to do this, you can do it over a double boiler. That's not how I've ever done it before, so I'm just used to doing it this way. You want to get it stiff. not too stiff. So it takes a few minutes. You can hear that bacon starting to fry up there, so I'm going to turn that down because I don't need it quite yet. See, it's starting to thicken up real good, you can tell. This is going to take about 5 minutes. One of the little tricks to moving the whisk around real easily and quickly is keep your elbow in. For some reason that seems to work really well. So this is really starting to come along. I need to turn this down a tad because it's too hot. So I'm going to take that off for a second, but you can see it's starting to thicken up here, which is what we want. So now I can actually almost write my name in it, and that's kind of what you want. You want it to be able to get a little froth, so it's thick enough that you can just make a little mound or write your name in it or something like that. And this is actually good. So we're going to turn that off, take that off, they can eat. Put her up here for a minute. Now I'm going to cook this bacon. I'm going to turn it way down. It's too hot because I don't want it to cook that fast. Alright, so now we got to put the steak on the grill. So next, the steak on the grill. So on the steak, we're going to put on some salt and pepper. Just a bit. A little bit of salt. Not a lot because they're pretty thin, 1/4 inch-ish. Just want to cover them real nice. And we're going to take them out the grill. We'll meet you out there.
All right, let's get those steaks on the grill to go under our Eggs Benedict. There you go, probably about 3 to 5 minutes. It's not going to take long. We'll be right back.
So now that the steak's on the grill, we're going to go, and this is cooled down enough. You need to let it cool a bit. We made some clarified butter. So what that is just butter, and there's like a little film that goes across the top. You try to take that film off, and you use what is in the middle, because on the bottom is what they call milk, and you don't want that in it. It's just not that. It's not that pleasant. So for this, we want that clarified butter because it's what's going to thicken the sauce up a little bit and give it some flavor. So it's easiest with 2 people because you really need to start moving this around a bit when you're putting that in. You got to do it at first. You got to do it really, really slow. Go ahead. So we're just putting drops in there. Move this around a bit so that we don't have it all in one spot. And we are going to add approximately maybe 2 ounces per egg. That would be the most. I wouldn't put any more than that. You'll screw the sauce all up. You want to incorporate it as best as you can. So you do it really kind of slow. You just kind of add a little bit of the butter in at a time. Starting to look pretty good. Add a few more of those in there, probably 4 more of those in there. Water's starting to boil. We'll put a couple eggs in there in a few minutes. First, we're going to finish this off. should do it. See how thick that is and how rich that comes out to be. Pan's cool now, so I don't have to use that. So that's that. Should be good with that. Move that towel out of the way. So we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not too much. Just like a pinch, I guess you could call it. A little bit of cayenne pepper. Again, not too much. I might have dropped a little more than I needed in there. And then a little Worcestershire. I'm going to add a little bit of that in there. Probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon to 1/4 of a teaspoon. It's easiest if you use it out of the bottle, just because if you don't have enough, you can always add a little more. Now we're going to taste that. Let's see how that tastes, because we need to taste it. It's perfect. It's exactly what we want it to taste like. It's rich, it's buttery, it's perfect. Let's go. We got to turn them steaks.
In a couple minutes, we're going to flip those over, cook them for about another 2 minutes, and they'll be good to go under our Eggs Benedict.
So we're going to make our poached eggs. The water's boiling along here, so we're going to put our eggs in. So we're going to crack it right here, and we're going to drop it in there. And move it away from you so that it doesn't splash you. Next step, again, move it away from you. So if there's any splash, it goes that direction and you don't get hurt. Because we don't want you getting hurt. Cooking's supposed to be fun. One last egg. And there it is. They're all in there. And those will take about 4 or 5 minutes, somewhere right around there. Could be a little less, could be a little more.
All right, folks, these are done. They are ready to be under our Eggs Benedict. Let's get these off, get them in, and get that ready.
So we're going to take these off. I use a slotted spoon because I really don't need all the water that's in there. And it's been 4.5 minutes, something like that, maybe 5. That's all it needs. Okay. That is that. There they are, all the poached eggs. So we're going to plate this in just a minute here. So we're going to plate these real quick. Get out of the way. Take this. Make sure your steak's rested nicely before you use it, before you eat it. So we're going to take that, separate them a little bit. Next goes Canadian bacon. Now we're going to take a couple of the eggs and put them on there. One there. Another one there. They're a little slippery. Then we put Hollandaise on them. Just drizzle that across them. However you want it to look. I like it to kind of droop down across them. So I don't have a ladle here, so you make do with what you have. And there you have it. Looks fantastic. Welcome back. There it is, all plated. Of course, we have to have a mimosa and a cup of coffee with our Eggs Benedict, steak Eggs Benedict. We're making a new trend here. It's delicious, and we would like you to, don't be shy, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to leave your comments below so we know what you think. We want to know what you think. Give us your thoughts. We appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by Intoxicating Kitchen. From Chris and Brian, you guys have a fantastic day.